Welcome back, everyone. It is Saturday, April 13th, and the MLB. Our five best bets are on the way, including the return of Nerfy Nation. If you know, you know. But first, it is Austin, joined by Logan, and we need to do a recap from yesterday, although we really don't want to because it was an 0-4 day. And it has been back-to-back terrible days. If you just started back in our MLB plays the last 2 days, you're probably in a world of pain, just like we are. And MLB is an unforgiving sport. Yesterday, we had some really good reads. We felt it just didn't, the ball didn't bounce our way, and that's sometimes MLB. The variance will go against you. But let's just recap our picks. Braves team total over 2.5 in the first 5. You could have picked literally any other Braves prop or play, and it smacked except for that one. They scored 2 runs, had guys on first and third, could not score. Ended up with 8 runs, won 8-1. Just a bad break there. Phillies team total, not a bad break. The team just stinks. Got him. Logan was in attendance. They had some bad breaks, just which kind of goes in hand with their hit parlay. We had Alec Boehm, who had 2 hit balls with a .800 or better expected batting average, and he did not get either of them to fall. And then it capped off the night with Padres plus a half in the first 5. An error in there gave up 3 runs, and then, of course, they win the full game. Just a bad day all around. But a 0-4 day, we're not going to sugarcoat it too much. It was bad. Still in the season, up almost 8 units. Hopefully we can dive into today's picks. We really like the ones we got today, and I'm just going to lead it off with my favorite pick of the day. We're going to go to an early start, and I'm going to say this about 1,200 times. You understand what I mean? This is the first game of a doubleheader between 2 teams because I'm going to the Twins and Tigers and taking the under 4.5 in the first 5. I'm going to say this 300 times. It's the first game. First game of the doubleheader. I do not want to touch the second game with Matt Manning and those guys. I want to touch the ones with Joe Ryan and Kenta Maeda. Those are the 2 guys I want to trust. Do you get that in your mind? First game, it's about a 1:10 p.m. Eastern start, so make sure you get it locked in. I don't really like the second game, but let me talk about why I like the under 4.5 in the first 5 innings in this one, because I really think we're going to have a slow start to the games today. I really think that we'll see probably some slow offense out of the gate. Yesterday, they obviously played, and the Twins got smoked as Pablo Lopez got destroyed. But I like the matchup today. We got Kenta Maeda going up against his former ball club. He played 3 years for the Twins over the last 3 seasons, and he's had a rocky-ish start to his year. His first start was not good. He gave up 6 earned runs to the White Sox. That's bad for business. Then he gave up 3 earned runs last start to Oakland. Kind of rounded into form. You never really want to judge a guy based on his first 2 starts of the year because, it's the first 2 starts. He's probably, if he remains healthy, going to have about 30 starts on the season. But look at the Twins. Not a great offense recently. They're batting 169 versus righties. Not great. They're also batting 184 with runners in scoring position. Both of those metrics dead last in the MLB. I don't think he has to be perfect. I think if he gives out 2-3 earned runs, I think we got a solid chance at cashing this one. You look at his earned runs prop, 2.5 plus money on the over. His K prop is 5.5. He hasn't even sniffed a K prop of 5.5 in a while. He doesn't even have 6 strikeouts in his 2 first starts of the year. I think Kenta Maeda is in for a good outing today, and I think it can come at the demise of that Twins offense, which I don't have a lot of faith in. But who I do have faith in is the Twins pitcher, Joe Ryan. He will start. Through 2 starts this year, he's been pretty good. 3.18 ERA and a .79 whip. If you ever get a guy with a whip below 1, that's pretty solid. And Ryan, I think his main problem is he gives up the long ball sometimes, but this is just a Tigers team that really hasn't been hitting a lot for power. Last year, Joe Ryan did allow 32 home runs, but this year, obviously, we'll see how this year kind of pans out for him, but the Tigers aren't hitting for a lot of power against righties. This season, batting only 226 versus right-handed pitchers with only 6 total home runs versus righties. That's the second lowest total in the majors. The Tigers have seen Joe Ryan before, a 33% K percentage in their 45 at-bats with a .180 expected batting average. So look at Joe Ryan. Sure, he might, if he doesn't miss bats, then we could be in for some long balls, but he has the put-away pitches to get those whiffs, get those chases. There's a reason his K prop is a juiced 5.5 at like -160. And also you look at his earned runs prop, 2.5 plus 120. So they think that Ryan comes out here, does his job, just like the Twins. You're seeing a Tigers offense only hitting 218 with runners in scoring position, 5th lowest in baseball. So even if there is some traffic on the base paths today, I have no faith in either of the Twins or this Tigers offense to be able to put runs on the board. I think that this is a great bet to make under 4.5 in the first 5, -125. Hopefully we can see some good outings from Joe Ryan and Kenta Maeda. I really love it as our first pick of the day. But Logan, your first pick, you're going to a money line. Who are you rocking with today?
I am. I'm going to the Giants and Rays game, and I'm taking the Giants on the money line. -110 odds on DraftKings is your best value there. Now, I'm backing the Giants to get a road win in Tampa today. Yesterday, they lost 2-1, an absolute pillow fight in that game. Who are they facing today, though? They're facing Ryan Pepio of the Rays, 4.63 ERA and a .94 whip. If you're wanting to back the Rays, you're backing Pepio based off of his last start where he went to Coors Field and he absolutely cooked the Rockies with 11 strikeouts. Now, I think that is a completely different matchup than what he's going to get today because Pepio still makes a lot of mistakes for my liking. He makes a lot of pitches that just hang up in the zone, and good hitting teams know how to punish him. The Rockies, hate to tell you this, guys, even though if you're looking at the box score last night, Rockies are not a great hitting team. They're a really good team at striking out. And in the game prior to that start, Pepio, he faced the Rangers. He walked 4 guys. He gave up 6 earned runs to the Rangers in that game. That is the variance of a pitcher like this. He's kind of hard to figure out. What's it going to be? Are you the strikeout specialist that's getting the swing and miss against the Rockies, or are you a guy that just has an up and down career? I think Ryan Pepio is more of like a low 4s ERA type guy, and if that's true, the Giants should be able to get to him today. The Giants are 8th best in strikeouts, and they know how to be patient at the plate. They will work counts and make Pepio work in this one. It really comes down to, can the Giants hit with runners in scoring position? Because on the year, there are 26 in Major League Baseball with batting average with runners in scoring position. Not going to cut it. I still think they'll be able to have plenty of chances against Ryan Pepio today, and I think they do get hits and runs up on him. And then the other half of this bet hinges upon one of my favorite starting pitchers to back, Logan Webb. 4.86 ERA for Logan Webb. Webb is a ground ball pitcher that eats innings. He is just steady Eddie guy that I love. His box score numbers always look like 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and that's exactly what he did in his most recent start against the Padres. That's the type of Logan Webb outing that I'm asking for today. Hopefully he is able to induce those ground ball outs, and if he is getting the ground ball outs, Rays have grounded into 11 double plays. That is a 4-way tie for 8th in the Major League Baseballs. So you're looking at this Rays team. I really think Logan Webb is able to induce that ground ball pitch to contact outs, and that's where I never trust this Rays lineup to be able to hit where the defense isn't. If you have a pitch to contact guy, that's what the offense has to do. They have to spray the ball to where the defense isn't. Webb will have his defense behind him. Rays 28th in bullpen ERA, Giants 24th. The edge obviously goes to San Francisco, and I do like their bullpen a lot more than I like Tampa Bay. Give me the Giants to get the outright win behind Logan Webb. But Austin, where are you going for your second pick?
Yeah, I'm actually going to another first 5 total. And I don't normally do, tons of first 5 picks, and we got 2 of them today. But I'm going to the Reds and White Sox, actually taking the under in the first 5, just like my Twins Tigers bet. This is not a doubleheader, though, so it's the only game on the slate for the Reds and White Sox. It's a tad juice, minus 135. And while I was trying to, maybe I would do like a first 5 same game parlay or something like that, I'm not going to get too cute. Sometimes getting too cute in the MLB will cost you some money. So I'll lay a little bit of juice here, minus 135. I don't really see the line change it. Maybe it goes to minus 130 or minus 140 on your book. I think that's totally fine. I'm expecting a low-scoring game through the first 5 innings. I don't really like the full game total because I have watched both this Reds and the White Sox bullpen come in and give up some runs. So I could see maybe a first 5 under, full game over type thing. But I think that the starting pitchers can do their jobs. Now we're going to start with Garrett Crochet, who will start for the White Sox. And he's honestly been one of their only bright spots this season. Through 3 starts, the guy's been electric. 2 ERA with a .67 whip. I mean, there's no chance his whip stays at .67 all year long. If he does, he might be the greatest pitcher of all time, but he's faced some tough offenses too. He faced the Tigers, sure, not great, but Braves and Royals the last 2 starts, and he's allowed 1 and 2 earned run. Any guy that can go out there, I think he held the Braves to 1 earned run and 7 innings pitched. Any guy that can do that is going to be pretty solid. And today he will face the Reds. The Reds, we know they're a team capable of putting up some runs, but behind the plate, he does have Martin Maldonado, a really good guy at limiting those steals, which obviously the Reds, if they get on base, they're kind of trying to steal, but they didn't really do that a whole lot yesterday. But this is a guy in Garrett Crochet that just has been really, really good. His K prop is sitting at 7.5. I mean, they think he pitches, if you can even get close to 7.5, would be in for a pretty good start, but 94th percentile walks, not walking, giving free base runners, 88th in expected batting average, 87th in whip percentage. He's been really good. I don't know what else to say for you. He's obviously a young pitcher, but at home, I expect him to put on a show back in Chicago. And do we know the Reds? Yeah, they have talent to put up runs, but this is also team's 6th most strikeouts on the season. And on the road, man, they're averaging 12.5 strikeouts per game, most in baseball. So Garrett, we need you to go out there. If you get some traffic, we know he can get out of those jams, and hopefully he pitches pretty well. We aren't asking him to go out there and throw 0 earned runs, but that would obviously be great towards this pick, and obviously we would love that. And on the other side is Nick Lodolo. If you remember him, he missed pretty much a lot of last year. He started off the year really good, but missed probably the last 4 or 5 months of the season. He returns back here. He did not have the same injury that caused him to miss last year. I believe it was some sort of elbow injury. This year, I believe he came in with a little bit of a calf injury. I'm not too worried about that. I think he'll come in here and pitch pretty well. Could he have a little bit of rust here? Potentially, but this also is the White Sox, and the White Sox lineup is just nasty from top to bottom. Could they put up runs? Sometimes they spawn in. They're like, what the heck? How'd they score 5 runs? But Lodolo has the pitch mix to make some hitters look pretty silly. I mean, despite this being his first start, likely on a limited pitch count, his K prop is still 6.5. So they kind of say, hey, we look at these K props, they're kind of giving you some breadcrumbs as to how they think he pitches. A 6.5 K prop for a guy that probably is on a pitch limit, probably pretty good that he pitches pretty well. He also is a lefty, which you look at the White Sox batting just a big 190 versus lefties this season. That's the 3rd worst average. They're also batting 212 with runners in scoring position, the 4th worst. So with all due respect to these offenses, I think that the pitching has the upper hand here, especially through the first 5 innings with Crochet and Lodolo doing their thing. Like I said, I don't love the full game because the White Sox bullpen is disgusting. They can give up 5-run innings like it's for fun. And then the Reds bullpen, they did use 2 of their better guys yesterday. So I'd rather avoid the full game total. Just go lay a little bit of juice, minus 135 on the first 5 under. I really think this is a good spot. Reds, White Sox, one of my favorite picks of the day, the under 4.5 in the first 5. But Logan, you got a parlay for the people. What you got?
Everyone likes a little parlay in MLB. Now, this one, you're going to have to listen up. You might not like it. You don't have to tail it, honestly, if you don't like it. I'm taking the Phillies alt team total over 3.5 and parlayed that with the Orioles money line, plus 154 odds on Bet365 is your best value, but it's also plus 153 on FanDuel. So it's normal plus 150-ish odds on pretty much most books. Now, again, we're going back to the scene of the crime where the Phillies hurt us yesterday in epic fashion. I mean, I'm willing to stake my reputation back on this team that what I saw yesterday was sort of an anomaly, right? I'm not taking the first 5 team total because this team is a slow starting team. And would it shock me if they scored 3 in the first 5, though, the day after I'm off of them? No, not at all, because that is how baseball works. That you're always a day early on the bets. If you just run back your losses, you'll be right more often than not. But today, they do face Marco Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez, 2.45 ERA and a 1 whip on the year. Now, do I think Marco Gonzalez is a sub-3 ERA pitcher? No, I don't. And the expected numbers agree with me. Expected ERA 6.01. And that's a large part due to his hard hit percentage, which is the 9th percentile. That's not good. You want to be high percentiles, not 9th percentile. The Phillies just saw a lefty with Bailey Falter. For most of the game, he limited hard contact. He got very, very lucky. I stress lucky on plays from his defense and also just hard hit balls that did not go out of the ballpark. Citizens Bank Park kept a lot of Phillies home runs last night. It was tough to watch. Bryce Harper hit one that was like 400-ish, but it didn't go over center field fence. I mean, that's just tough. The Phillies, they got embarrassed at the bank last night. They'll come out swinging today, and I think coming out swinging against a pitcher like Marco Gonzalez is good. That Pirates bullpen still gives me question marks because the Phillies still had bases loaded late in that game yesterday. They just didn't get the timely hit. I think today they get an alt total of 3.5. They're going to score 4+ runs. That's my not so bold prediction. Then the next leg of this one is the Orioles on the money line. I'm rocking my Orange Birds jersey. I need them to show up today, just like the Phillies. They were embarrassed yesterday, but they were embarrassed way more than the Phillies were in the box score. If you told me they didn't have Adley Rutschman or Ryan Mountcastle in that lineup yesterday, I would have made Brewers money line a 401k retiree or grandma max, because there is no way that this Orioles team can do without those 2 guys, especially Ryan. He is one of their more consistent hitters. Today they face a lefty, and Ryan should be in the lineup, and if he's not, they need to go fire the Orioles manager, because wow. They face DL Hall, 4.82 ERA and a 1.93 whip. For DL Hall, that whip is pretty high. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. DL Hall has not really impressed me. He's yet to develop the put away pitches, 12th percentile in K percentage and whiff percentage. I mean, if you're not going to get the swing and a miss against a team like Baltimore, I think you might be in trouble. And as inconsistent as they are at times, bad offensive showing yesterday, Baltimore is still 4th in runs scored. They'll be aggressive today against a guy like DL Hall. And I think That's the key to success. Hopefully they go knock around their former teammate. And then you got Dean Kramer pitching for the Orioles, 2.19 ERA. Pretty solid showing for Dean Kramer on the year. Now, obviously, he's going to be due regression. But this Brewers offense exploded yesterday. A big question mark to me is if Christian Yelich is fully healthy. And if not, I still think they're going to miss his bat, and especially against a better pitcher like Dean Kramer. Dean Kramer better than Tyler Wells. Tyler Wells just ain't right this year. I think this Orioles offense will be enough today. I think they'll avoid dropping back-to-back games at home. They got embarrassed yesterday. This is a young team that will come out swinging. I think they get it done for us. That's the second leg of that parlay. I do really like it for plus value. But Austin, you know what time it is. Get the flags out.
It's Nerfy Tay Nation time, baby. We could say maybe we're a little superstitious. The last few days we haven't done a Nerfy, and it's resulted in a bad day for our picks. That's not the case today. We have a Nerfy coming back in a hot for you guys. 6 quick counts, the under in the first inning, and we're going to go to a pick we already talked about today. We're going to go to the Twins and Tigers game, our favorite Nerfy on the slate. As a reminder, this is the first game, so if you maybe are watching the video after, you're like, oh, Twins Tigers, oh, here it is. It's at like 5:10 p.m. No, we don't want that one. Bad vibes. We want the one with Kenta Maeda and Joe Ryan. Now, I'm going to talk about Kenta, who will lead things off for us. We're going to need those first 3 outs. Last year, he was really good at getting them. He was 18-5 on no-run first innings, a really good record. This year, if you've been backing him, you aren't too happy. He's 0-2. Is he due? I say potentially, yeah. I mean, we've already talked about it. Give you all the stats on the Twins. Team struggling versus righties, struggling with runners in scoring position. And they're 24th in first inning runs. If they want to go out there and put up a run on Kenta Maeda, fine. I will live with it. But I really think that he will be able to do his job, get those first 3 outs for us, get us a great start on our full game, our first 5 under. But hopefully we can get this first inning, at least top half of the inning. And obviously, Logan, I'll let you talk about Mr. Joe Ryan.
Yeah, Joe Ryan's going to start for the Twins. Joe Ryan, a strikeout specialist. I really do think he's tough facing through the order, and he was 24-6 on Nerfies last year. He's had a good start to the year this year. He's 2-0 on Nerfies. He faces a Detroit offense that's 15th in first inning runs. Hopefully, he is able to keep the ball in the ballpark. That's always a worry there. The weather kind of chilly in Detroit, so hopefully the ball is not flying out of Comerica Park. I really do think that this Nerfy stands a really good chance at cashing. Yes, it is a little bit dicey, double dipping on Austin's first 5, but we really do like it. I think both these pitchers can keep the first inning scoreless.
Yep, and we're going to wave these flags and get Nerfy Nation back on track. I want to say we're like 8-4 on them this season. Pretty good record. Hopefully we can move to 9-4. Those are our favorite picks of the day. Let's have a wonderful bounce back day. They're scrolling down below at the bottom. We'll do a quick recap. Twins, Tigers, first game under 4.5 in the first 5. Giants on the money line. We got Reds and White Sox under 4.5 first 5. Got the Phillies team total alt over 3.5. Parlayed with Orioles money line, and then ending it off with Twins Tigers, the first game, no one first inning, or on a 1:10 p.m. start. Those are our favorite picks of the day. Forgot to mention at the top of the show, no hit parlay today. We do not do those on the weekends typically, and we definitely don't do the articles on the weekends either. But that's Austin Logan's favorite picks. Wish there was an NBA video today because I want to be bringing out that broom, but I'll be bringing it out tomorrow for y'all with that 5-0 sweep in the NBA. So we will see you guys back tomorrow with some NBA and MLB picks. Austin Logan signing out. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.